Hello, esteemed gentlemen. True character is revealed in the way we handle the unexpected. For Sigma males, this isn't just a statement, it's a way of life. In a world full of noise and conformity, they navigate their own path with a unique blend of intensity and subtlety. But what happens behind the scenes of their enigmatic demeanor? From their unconventional approach to meditation to their near-mythical ability to cut people out of their lives without a second thought, Sigma males defy the ordinary in ways that keep everyone guessing. Buckle up as we dive into the 7 weird, extraordinary traits that make Sigma males the most intriguing enigma you'll ever encounter. Prepare for a journey that unveils the unexpected layers of these quietly powerful individuals, where every revelation is as captivating as the last. Number 1. They only open up to a select few special people. Sigma males are like human fortresses with the most sophisticated security system you could imagine. They don't just hand out access passes to anyone who knocks on the gate. While the rest of the world is out there sharing their every thought, feeling, and mundane detail with just about anyone who'll listen, Sigma males play it close to the chest. Their inner world is a well-guarded secret, a place only a few get to explore. It's not about being mysterious for the sake of it, but about knowing that not everyone deserves to know what's beneath the surface. They're not the type to have a revolving door of confidants. Instead, they pick their inner circle with the precision of a master jeweler selecting the finest diamonds. If you're one of the lucky few who gets to see beyond their carefully crafted exterior, it's not because you stumbled in by accident. You earned it, likely without even realizing it. But don't expect any grand announcement when you've made it past their defenses. In typical Sigma fashion, you'll just find yourself being trusted with more and more, until one day you realize you're in, really in. But here's the thing, if you're not in, you'll never know what you're missing. Sigma males have perfected the art of letting people think they're being let in, while keeping the most important parts of themselves hidden. They'll share just enough to keep things interesting, drop a hint here and there to satisfy curiosity, but never fully open up. It's like being invited into a house where all the doors are locked except the one leading to the living room. Comfortable, sure, but you know there's so much more you're not seeing. And when it comes to the humor of it all, well, trying to get a Sigma male to spill the beans is like trying to crack a safe with a toothpick. Good luck with that. They'll humor you with a smile, maybe even toss in a cryptic comment or two, but at the end of the day, they reveal only what they choose to. And if you do manage to get close enough to see the real them, you've accomplished something few ever do. You've earned a place in their inner world, a space more exclusive than a celebrity's inner circle, but without the fanfare. In their world, being let in isn't a reward. It's a testament to the connection you've built, quiet and profound. And if you ever break that trust, let's just say that vault door won't be opening again. Number 2. Their meditation is anything but conventional. When it comes to meditation, Sigma males throw the rule book out the window. Forget about sitting cross-legged on a yoga mat chanting Om with their eyes closed. That's way too predictable for them. For a Sigma male, meditation is more about finding mental clarity in the most unconventional ways possible. It could be something as simple as taking a midnight walk through the city streets when everyone else is asleep, letting the quiet and the solitude wash over them. Or maybe it's that long drive with no destination in mind, just the hum of the engine and the open road to clear their thoughts. The thing is, Sigma males don't see meditation as a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. They're not looking for enlightenment in a traditional sense. They're seeking a deeper understanding of themselves and the world around them, so their methods might look strange or even bizarre to outsiders, but to them, it's just another way of processing the chaos of life. While others might be focusing on breathing techniques, Sigma males are out there losing themselves in the rhythm of their favorite music, finding peace in the lyrics that speak to their soul. And here's the kicker. They won't even call it meditation. In fact, if you ask them about their practice, they'll probably just shrug and say it's nothing special. But don't be fooled. Whether they're sitting on the hood of their car, staring up at the stars, or disappearing into the wilderness for a few days, they're doing more than just zoning out. They're recharging, recalibrating, and tapping into that quiet strength that defines them. It's this unique approach that keeps them grounded in a world that's constantly trying to pull them in a million directions. They don't need incense or a guru's guidance. They've figured out how to meditate in a way that suits them perfectly, even if it's unconventional by anyone else's standards. And if you ever catch them in the act, don't expect a deep philosophical explanation. To them, it's just another way of being, part of the mysterious, ever-adaptable nature that makes them who they are. Number 3. Playing devil's advocate is their second nature. Sigma males have a knack for stirring the pot, and they do it with a finesse that's almost enviable. They're the ones who will drop a bombshell in a conversation, not to create chaos, but to make everyone rethink their positions. Playing devil's advocate isn't just a pastime for them, it's an art form. They take great pleasure in challenging the status quo, questioning what everyone else takes for granted. It's not about being contrarian for the sake of it. They genuinely believe that the best ideas come from exploring every angle, especially the uncomfortable ones. You could be in the middle of what seems like a straightforward discussion, and suddenly here they come with a perspective so out of left field, it leaves everyone scratching their heads. It's not that they're trying to confuse you. They just see the world in layers and want to peel them back one by one. And if it means making you squirm a little by defending a position you've never considered, so be it. That's all part of the fun for them. Their approach might come off as annoying to some, but there's a method to their madness. Sigma males aren't interested in shallow conversations. They're after depth, and they know the best way to get there is by poking holes in everyone's arguments, including their own. It's like mental gymnastics for them, a way to keep their minds sharp and their ideas fresh. They're not afraid to take the unpopular stance or voice the opinion no one else dares to say out loud, because they're not seeking approval. They're seeking truth, and they'll go to great lengths to uncover it, even if it means playing the bad guy in the room. But here's where it gets interesting. They don't do it out of malice or a need to prove others wrong. In fact, they're often more interested in seeing how people react to the challenge than in the actual outcome. It's a way for them to gauge who's open-minded, who can think on their feet, and who's stuck in their ways. They're testing the waters, looking for those rare individuals who can keep up with their intellectual sparring. And if you can't handle it, well, they'll still respect you, but don't be surprised if they move on to someone who can. After all, for a Sigma male, a conversation without a little tension is like a meal without seasoning, bland and forgettable, and that's just not their style. Number 4, they can cut a person out of their life with ease, cutting ties with surgical precision. When it comes to cutting people out of their lives, Sigma males have it down to an art form. It's not that they're cold or heartless. They just know when someone's presence has become more of a drain than a gain. For a Sigma male, keeping unnecessary baggage around is like trying to run a marathon with a backpack full of rocks. They don't hesitate to lighten the load when they need to, and they do it with a quiet decisiveness that can be startling to those who aren't used to their ways. If you've ever been on the receiving end of a Sigma male's cutoff, you probably didn't see it coming. One day, everything's fine, and the next, you're out in the cold, wondering what happened. That's because Sigma males don't make a big show out of their decisions. There's no dramatic fallout, no long-winded explanation. They simply stop engaging. They don't return calls, don't answer texts, and slowly but surely you find yourself fading out of their life like a TV show that got canceled mid-season. But here's the thing. If a Sigma male decides to cut you off, it's because they've given it serious thought. They don't take these decisions lightly. In fact, they probably wrestled with the idea longer than you'd think, weighing the pros and cons before finally deciding that the relationship wasn't worth the energy anymore. And once they've made up their mind, there's no going back. They're not the type to give second chances or rekindle old flames. For them, once the bridge is burned, it's ashes and dust. It's not that they lack empathy. They just have a finely tuned sense of what's worth their time and emotional investment. If someone's bringing more negativity than positivity into their life, they see no reason to keep that person around. And while it might seem harsh, it's really just a reflection of their no-nonsense approach to relationships. They value quality over quantity, and they're perfectly content with a smaller circle of people who truly add value to their lives. So if you find yourself suddenly on the outside looking in, don't take it personally. It's not about you. It's about them maintaining the balance and peace they need to thrive. And in the end, they're not likely to lose any sleep over it. They've made their decision, and they're moving forward without looking back. For a Sigma male, cutting someone off isn't about cruelty. It's about clarity. And they'll choose clarity every time. At number 5, they don't fall easy to the bystander effect. Bystander effect not on their watch. Sigma males are like the ultimate outliers when it comes to group dynamics. The bystander effect, the tendency for people to do nothing in a crisis because they assume someone else will, is something that just doesn't register with them. If they see something wrong, they're not waiting around for others to act. They'll step in and handle it themselves. It's not about being a hero or seeking attention. For them, it's just common sense. If something needs doing, they do it. End of story. This resistance to the bystander effect stems from their strong sense of individuality and responsibility. Sigma males don't rely on the crowd to dictate their actions. In fact, they're usually the ones who stand apart from the crowd in the first place. While others might hesitate, looking around to see what everyone else is doing, the Sigma male is already 10 steps ahead, analyzing the situation and figuring out the best course of action. They're not wired to follow the herd. They're the ones who lead, even if no one else realizes it. What's really interesting, though, is that they do this without making a big fuss about it. You won't find them bragging about their quick thinking or how they saved the day. They'll step in, take care of business, and then blend back into the background as if nothing happened. It's all part of their low-key, no-drama approach to life. They don't need recognition or applause. They just need to know that the right thing was done. The fact that Sigma males don't fall prey to the bystander effect also makes them the kind of people you want around in a crisis. They're calm under pressure, decisive, and unafraid to take action when others might freeze. It's not that they're immune to fear or doubt, but they don't let those emotions paralyze them. Instead, they channel that energy into doing what needs to be done, whether it's breaking up a fight, helping someone in need, or making a tough call that others might shy away from. In a world where people often pass the buck or wait for someone else to take the lead, Sigma males are a rare breed. They act with purpose, not because they have something to prove, but because they can't stand the thought of just standing by. It's this quiet, unassuming bravery that sets them apart and makes them so uniquely dependable. They might not be the loudest voice in the room, but when push comes to shove, they're the ones who get things done. Number 6. Sigma females never go back on their words. Their word is as good as gold. Sigma males have a unique relationship with their words. Once they commit to something, they might as well have engraved it in stone. They're notorious for their unwavering adherence to their promises and principles. If a Sigma male says he'll do something, expect it to be done, and if he says he won't, well, you might as well start looking for a new plan. For them, integrity isn't just a nice-to-have trait. It's a core part of their identity. If they make a promise, it's as good as gold. They don't see it as a mere formality or something to be renegotiated when the going gets tough. To backtrack or change their stance feels like betraying their own principles. Imagine them as a human compass, steadfastly pointing in the direction of their word. They don't veer off course, no matter how tempting the shortcuts might be. This rock-solid commitment extends beyond just the big promises. It's in the little things, too. The casual comments made in passing, or the offhand remarks about future plans. When they say they'll help you move, show up for your event, or just remember to call, consider it done. They don't make these commitments lightly, and they don't forget them easily. The same applies to their principles. If they've taken a stand on something, you can bet they'll stick to it, even if it means swimming upstream against the current. This relentless adherence to their word can sometimes make them seem unyielding or rigid, but it's really a mark of their deep respect for the truth and for others. They view their promises as a reflection of their personal values and don't take lightly the idea of failing to live up to them. For Sigma males, the concept of changing their mind isn't just about revising a decision. It's about altering a fundamental piece of their personal code, and that's not something they do on a whim. So, when a Sigma male gives you his word, treat it as the gospel truth. He's not just making a promise, he's putting a piece of himself on the line. And if you're on the receiving end of one of these promises, consider yourself lucky. In a world where words can often feel as ephemeral as vapor, the commitment of a Sigma male is a rare and valuable constant. Number 7. They feel uncomfortable receiving compliments. Compliments make them squirm. When it comes to receiving compliments, Sigma males are about as comfortable as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. It's not that they don't appreciate kind words or recognition, they just don't know what to do with it. Compliments to them are like unfamiliar objects. They look at them, maybe give them a nod, but then they're ready to move on. The awkwardness isn't because they're insecure or think they don't deserve praise. It's because they're genuinely not used to being in the spotlight. Sigma males are naturally low-key and self-reliant, so they're not out there fishing for validation or pats on the back. They do what they do because it aligns with their values, not because they want someone to notice. So, when someone does go out of their way to compliment them, it's like catching them off guard. Their first instinct might be to deflect or downplay it. Oh, it was nothing, or anyone would have done the same. Anything to shift the attention away from themselves. The funny part is, their discomfort often comes across as humility, and while that's true to an extent, it's also just their way of dodging the social spotlight they'd rather not be under. You'll never see a Sigma male basking in the glow of praise or milking a compliment for all it's worth. They're more likely to give a quick nod, mutter a thank you, and then steer the conversation back to something else, anything else. But beneath that modest exterior is someone who actually takes their work and their principles very seriously. It's just that for them, the real reward isn't in what others say, it's in knowing that they did something well, according to their own high standards. Compliments, while nice, aren't what drives them. In fact, too much praise can make them feel like they're being put on a pedestal they didn't ask for. And that pedestal is a place they have no interest in being. So if you ever compliment a Sigma male and get a reaction that's more awkward than appreciative, don't take it personally. It's not that they don't value your words, they just haven't quite figured out how to accept them without feeling like they've stepped into a spotlight they never wanted. At the end of the day, they're more comfortable in the shadows, quietly doing their thing, and letting their actions speak louder than any compliment ever could. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you in the next vid. Don't forget to share this video and subscribe to the channel as well. Take care and bye.